Another important thing, and you have to take it into consideration, is going to be the quality of your food. That means food sources. Usually we have the main three things: protein, fats and carbs, and for each you know already. So protein is going to be mainly chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, white eggs, and some starch carbs. But I want you to underline this. It's there an experiment, and they found out the most filling foods, and they are potatoes, oats, and fish, white fish. This is the most filling foods. What I'm saying that because if you take carbs and we take potatoes and oats, and let's say as a source of carbs we can also have a piece of chocolate, right? But the same calories, let's say same calories, potatoes and the piece of chocolate, you're gonna eat them, you're gonna stick within your calories, but after you had the chocolate you're gonna be hungry immediately, right, in 5 seconds. But if you have, instead of that piece of chocolate, you're gonna have the same amount of within the same amount of calories, a portion of potatoes, definitively you won't feel that hunger and hungry and that feeling of eating again immediately, because the potatoes is gonna feeling you differently than the piece of cake, sweet and whatever. That's very important to keep in consideration. That's why I would say, like, keeping food sources clean as much as you can. You want to treat yourself once and have a square of something, yeah, you can treat yourself, but not every day or with each meal. Okay, you have to earn your, earn it first. It's very important. So let's go back to protein. The main sources I already told you. We also have fats, and I like to stick with the best sources of fats: avocado, nuts, olive oil, salmon. But we're gonna put salmon because salmon is gonna be between. Salmon has also protein, a source of protein, and also a source of fat. So it's gonna be here. The same beef. Usually beef has also fats and protein. So that is good to be aware. If you're gonna have let's say a meal with I don't know, potatoes and salmon, definitively you won't add more fats to that meal because you already have fats from salmon, protein for salmon, and some rice, which are carbs. So you don't have to add extra fats. It's gonna be enough. But if you have a meal only with carbs, let's say potatoes and chicken, yeah, you can have, if you want to balance your fat intake with that meal, yeah, you can add a piece of avocado, 50 grams or 20 grams of whatever, to fit your macros. After we have carbs. I told you the most filling foods, carb sources, are potatoes and oats. And that's quite true, because after a portion of oats you feel full for a few hours and it keeps you going. If you, instead of oats, you're gonna have cereals, you're gonna be angry in the next hour and you're gonna say, oh, I just ate, how I'm hungry. That's why, because that food, even if you stick within your calories, the same amount of calories, that food doesn't have enough nutrients to keep you going and to fulfill your needs, That's the main thing when it comes to clean foods and junk food. Yeah, you can keep the same amount of calories for each, but the junk food doesn't have nutrients to provide you, and the clean food have that nutrients, and it's gonna give you that satiety, that feeling where you feel full and you don't have to eat in another 20 minutes, and doesn't spike your insulin so quick and so high. That's the main difference. It's important. Food sources are important, and here I would like you to have to think and have common sense. You want to treat yourself. Okay, I'm gonna treat myself, let's say every Wednesday I'm gonna have a piece of I don't know, something you really crave. Okay, but you earn that and you stick within your calories. Okay, stick within your calories. It's not like extra food, a reward. No, It's gonna be a stick with your calories, but more flexible meal or snack to feel okay, I have more flexibility. But you make sure the rest of the day, the week, you are on the money. That's very important. Because, and I have read a book about it, and it's very interesting. The more variety you have within your meal plan and in your daily basis with your foods, the more cravings you have, because that's different stimulus. If you stick with some simple things and make it tasty on a daily basis and have some you change them only when you feel okay or a bit bored or you feel something have a craving or something, that's gonna be more sustainable rather than changing your foods all the day. Because that's gonna be, if you change your foods and your meals every day, every week, every day, every single day mainly, it's gonna be time consuming because you have to cook different meals every day. You have to think all the time, what I'm gonna cook today, what I'm gonna eat tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. So try to make yourself some meals you enjoy, sticking within your calories and reaching your macros. Make sure you got that enough protein, carbs and fats within every within within your meals, and repeat them, because it's not about you get bored about food. Maybe you get bored about something else in your life, but you try to fill in that gap with food. That's different thing. That's psychology. But this happen, emotional eating, a lot nowadays. But it's good to spot that and be aware of that. I'm really hungry now. Is really the food? It's the food is really the issue, or is something else? I get bored because I had that with a lot of clients. They were at home all the time, and they, if you don't have much to do, you become bored and go to the fridge. But when they were away, they didn't feel the same feeling, because they were busy doing things, but being on the same amount of calories. How do you explain that? So your brain is playing games. You have to be strong and to understand that. Don't fill your gaps from your life with food. Make conscious choices.